I'm liking our odds.
Present. Vote present.
Well, welcome everybody to the Oakdale City Council June 22nd meeting. Sue, would you do roll call, please? Here.
Here.
Please join me now in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So first action for tonight is for the councilors to review the agenda, and if acceptable as is, let's make a motion. If there's adjustments, let's do that. Does anybody want to see anything different on the agenda?
Yes, I'd like to,
Swinburne.
yeah, thank you. I'd like to pull under other item A from the agenda for tonight. More time is needed to look into some things before we proceed. It gets proceeded with that.
Okay, so I'll take that in a motion. And can I have a second, please?
Is it a motion to table
Yes.
until a specific date? Or
Well, we're gonna see if it can come back the next 2 weeks in the next city council meeting.
so July 13th?
Yeah.
Table until.
So
Okay.
table till July 13th.
Mhm.
Kevin, did you second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The motion passes as presented.
Mr. Mayor, quick question. Is this amended, reflected? I guess I don't have an updated print agenda reflecting this. City Administrator Volkers?
Yes,
maybe you-
Mr. Mayor, City Council, that agenda amendment was already done and has been uploaded since today, so it's already, the agenda is a new agenda.
Got it. Okay.
With the TIF
So we're gonna go-
resolution changes. You're ready to go, no changes?
Mhm.
So I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Yeah.
To remove that item.
I'll second that.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Then the motion passes. Thank you. First up on the, second up on the agenda then would be the approval of minutes. And in front of us, we have two sets of workshop meeting minutes. First from the Oakdale City Council workshop, May 11th, and then from the regular meeting of the Oakdale City Council on May 25. Taking that workshop first for May 11th, upon review, were there any qualifications or corrections? Could I have a motion then, please?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting minutes are approved as presented. The second set of meeting minutes was from the Oakdale City Council May 25th meeting. Upon review, were there any adjustments or corrections? Could I have a motion then, please?
So moved.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The meeting minutes are approved as presented. Next up is a section we call open forum. Open forum is a chance where anybody in the audience would like to comment on anything that's not on the agenda. Certainly has the right to do so, and we encourage that to happen. The process that we normally use is that the person who comes up to the podium states their name and their address, and then shares with us the thoughts that are on the mind. So I think let's go that action before we get into the proclamation. So is there anybody in the audience that would like to comment on anything? Officer Coffee. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of the council. I'd like to just invite Chief Sullivan and his wife to come up front.
Nobody told her, huh?
Right there. Sorry.
Yeah, where are we going?
Come on in front. We'll get everyone in place here real quick and then we'll.
Go all the way down. Go all the way down.
All the way.
Stand up.
Let-
Story, but
Yeah, don't worry.
we'll figure that
Come
out.
on. Yeah.
We had a couple more, they just got called away on a call, so we're gonna continue on. We just want to take this, members of our department, we just want to take this time to recognize Chief Sullivan for his years of service with the city of Oakdale. This last year and a half, 2 years has been a trying time for our department, and Chief Sullivan's his leadership through us has had our behind our backs the entire way, which is really helpful. To go home every night knowing that when we come back the next day that he's there to support the decisions that we make, and it's very helpful. As far as the past years, almost 34 years, and as recently as today, we have tough days, we have
bad days, but at the end of the day, Chief Sullivan's here. He's been our leader for a long time. We're going to present him with a plaque here that we had made up. I'm just going to read the plaque. It says Chief William Sullivan with his call number and has his badge number up on top of the dates of service, 1988 to 2021. It says, thank you for your dedication and commitment for the past 33 years to the city of Oakdale. Your leadership will be missed by all you have influenced throughout your career, spanning over 3 decades at the Oakdale Police Department. We wish you health and happiness throughout your retirement. And for those that don't know Chief Sullivan, he likes his quotations and his famous quotes. This one took me a little bit, but I think we found one that is very fitting. It says, if your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. And that's from John Quincy Adams. So we just like to have Sergeant Hagler, our most senior officer here, present Chief Sullivan plaque. Almost 34 years of service. So thank you very much.
Men and women of this department and our fire department are the finest group of people I could have ever hoped to work with in my entire career. It's been a blessing. And I thank each and every one of you for all that you did and everything that you do each day in a very difficult time right now. There's no question about that. But I gotta tell you, after I had the best partner of all for 41 years right here, and I can't thank her enough for hanging in there on some difficult times as well. So thank you.
We do a little bit better picture of the
Yeah.
department first.
Yeah.
And then let them maybe come on the councils on the sides and participate in that acknowledgement too. So we're gonna go down and you guys get together in the middle.
I want to be like Grace. You're in the middle.
So you got my supervisor.
Oh, wait.
No.
No.
Did
Did you get yours? Okay.
Oh, okay. No.
Yeah, not yet.
Come on. Thank you.
So if you guys are okay, I'll put a couple councils on that side, a couple councilors on this side, and
Put them all in. Come on, dude.
my.
Good, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate Thank you.
Is there anything else that anybody in the audience would like to share with us as part of the open forum? You're invited to come up and approach the podium. Alyssa McLeod is our Zoom master tonight. Is there anybody that's on Zoom that would like to participate in open forum?
No one is requesting.
Okay. And with council's permission, I'd like to come back and re-ask that question towards the end, just in case people join us late. The other piece of the open forum time is a proclamation that I'd like to read. And it goes like this. The city of Oakdale, state of Minnesota, has a proclamation. It's whereas recreation programs and events promote physical, emotional, and mental health and wellness through organized and self-directed fitness, play, and activities. And whereas recreation programs and events build healthy, active communities that aid in the prevention of chronic disease, provide therapeutic recreational services for those who are mentally or physically challenged, improve the mental and emotional health of all residents, and are fundamental to the environmental well-being of our community. And whereas recreation programs and events support safe, vibrant, attractive, progressive communities that make life better through positive alternatives offered in their recreational settings. And whereas parks and other natural recreation areas ensure the ecological beauty of the communities and provide a place for all to connect with nature and to recreate outdoors. And whereas the city of Oakdale supports the skilled work of its recreation professionals in strengthening community cohesion and resiliency, connecting people with nature and each other, and also providing opportunities for healthful living. Therefore, I, Paul Ranke, the mayor of Oakdale, Minnesota, hereby proclaim July as Parks and Recreation Month and July 16th as Recreation Professionals Day in the city of Oakdale. A witness thereof, I hereby set my hand and cause the seal of the city of Oakdale to be affixed on this 22nd day of June, 2021. So that's pretty cool. Next up on the agenda is consensus motions. In front of us tonight, we have A through F. Does any counselor want to remove any of them? Could I have a motion then, please?
Make a motion to approve consensus motions A through F as presented.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion on the second. Is there any conversation or discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Then the consensus motions are approved as presented. Thank you. Next up is the advisory boards and commissions and the council liaison updates. First off, we have the item with the Parks and Recreation Commission regarding the appointment of commissioners. Both Janet Cunningham and Mark Gianni have asked to be reappointed to the Parks and Recreation Commission. Their terms are set to expire June 30th, 2024. council met with both Janet and Mark earlier this evening, and things look great. We're appreciative of the service that they offered and the contribution that they make. So could I have a motion then, please?
I'll make a motion to reappoint Janet Cunningham and Mark Giannini to the Parks and Rec Commission, terms to expire June 30th, 2024.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion on the second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes as presented. Thank you. Second item on this section is the Planning Commission. And we have a request for a reappointment of the commissioner. It's Commissioner Dallas Pearson. This is reappointing him to the Planning Commission with a term to expire June 30th, 2024. Earlier this evening, we had a chance to interview Dallas and have a conversation, and that also went really well. Your service over the years has been superb, Dallas, and the contributions, the ideas, the comments, all really, really helpful to move the city forward each time. So can I have a motion then, please?
I'll make a motion to reappoint Dallas Pearson to the Planning Commission, term to expire June 30th, 2024.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And that motion passes as presented. Thank you. And welcome again. Thank you, Dallas. Next up is the community time with the Community Development Department. And in front of us tonight, we have the Tartan High School site plan. Good evening, Mr. Streeter.
Mayor, Council, I know
And Ms.
Shively
Shively.
will be making this presentation.
Mayor and Council, I'm Emily Shively, the Oakdale City Planner. This is a request for site plan review for building additions and site circulation changes at Tartan High School, located at 828 Greenway Avenue North. So the primary building additions are planned along the north side of the building, and the existing classroom towers will be removed from the east side of the building. Additional renovations will occur throughout the existing school building. There will still be two parking lots, one on the east side, one on the west side, but there will be a new pickup and drop-off lane that will go around the east parking lot to allow for folks to not compete with people trying to get into the parking lot there. And then there will be a bus only pickup and drop-off area constructed just north of that east parking lot, accessed off of Greenway Avenue North. The project will take a little more than 3 years to complete, with construction anticipated to begin in 2022. So the Planning Commission reviewed this request at their June 3rd meeting and unanimously recommended approval of the request. So I'm happy to address any questions the council may have at this time, and representatives on behalf of the application are here as well if there are questions for them.
Great. Thanks for sharing it. Also, is there anything for Emily? No questions. I would invite the applicant to come up if they'd like to come up and introduce himself and talk a little bit to us about the project and the importance of it. Good evening.
Good evening. Mike Bowen, Operations Supervisor for the Nursingville School District. We have Wold Architects here that will address any questions you guys have. If there's questions you need from me, I'll be here also. So,
Caitlin Chambers, I'm the architect with Wold Architects. If you guys have specific questions.
Very good. Thanks for coming. Counselors, anything? I've got two. One, are all around the COVID-19 and what was learned about handling pandemic type events. Can you touch on a little bit of what might be included in the new design for the school buildings to help?
Yeah, so as a design firm, I guess, and just the industry in general, we're a lot more aware of, what types of systems could be in place to help the air quality. And then the school really thought about providing more open spaces and spaces within the building for students to be able to spread out and use as flexible learning areas and not be so defined in a four-walled classroom. So that's something that is in the new design of the floor plan, to be able to allow students to kind of spread out throughout the building and use more than just their classroom spaces to learn.
we'll also be updating our HVAC systems and stuff. So we will be in good shape with those things also. So.
Very good. Thank you. If there's no other questions, can I have a motion then, please?
I'll make a motion to waive reading and adopt resolution number 2021, approving the site plan for building additions and circulation changes at 828 Greenway Avenue, Tartan High School, ISD 622.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the motion passes.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone.
Beautiful building, beautiful
Yes.
building. Next up then would be, on the agenda would be time with the city attorney. Good evening, Mr. Thompson.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, members of council, nothing specific to report, but happy to answer any questions.
Councilor standing. Okay, very good. Thank you. Next on the agenda is time with the city administrator, Ms. Walters. Good evening.
Mr. Mayor, City Council, I don't have anything new to communicate. I will answer any questions. So, if anybody has any.
Councilors, anything for Chris? Okay, thank you very much. Next up would be the council presentations. And the two things that are on that list right now, prior to the councilors sharing the liaison work or possibly other things that are important to them. The first one is the Bethesda project tax and then financing request. Chris, are you going to take that, or Bob, are you going to take that?
Mayor, council members under the council presentation, so I'm happy to do that if none of the council members want to.
You're up.
Yeah.
You win.
The item before the council tonight is a request for tax increment financing assistance to fund the extraordinary costs related to Bethesda Lutheran Community's 71 unit project at 390 Helena Avenue, which will include 50 units of affordable housing and 17 units dedicated to adults or for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. The amount of the tax increment, principal amount, is estimated to be 1.68 million, and with the interest over 26 years is expected to be 3.3. The assistance, Bethesda will seek a loan from the Minnesota Housing Finance Agency to help fund the construction, and then the repayment of that loan will come from the tax increment over 26 years at a rate of approximately 4.63%. This is one of the required actions for Bethesda to continue. Another one this evening is the call for a public hearing for the vacation of public right-of-way, and then in July, a site plan plat application that will come before the city council. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions, but turn it back to you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Streeter. Councilors, anything for Bob Streeter? Or Chris? And my comment would be on this, if as a council and the staff council joint discussions, 3, 4, kind of getting into the nitty-gritty and the details. So there's been a lot of conversation and discussion about this. So in front of us then, let's go for the action. We have the amended request for council action. Could I have a motion then, please?
Mayor, can I make comment before we vote? I just want to say, and I had stated this previously when many of you were here at a workshop, fully supportive of the project. I just feel that $3.3 million is just too much of a tax burden on our residents. And I just, want to be clear on that. So,
Mr. Mayor, can I request a roll call vote?
So what Mr. Councilmember Zalba did was request a roll call vote. So I'll direct or ask Sue Berry, our city clerk, to call us off as we get to this amendment of this motion. So could I have a motion first, please?
I'll make a motion to waive reading and adopt resolution 2021, establishing the fundamental terms of tax increment assistance to Bethesda as it relates to their project at Helmo Station.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Sue, would you do a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Ingebrigtsen.
no.
Councilmember Clifford.
Yes.
Mayor Ranky.
Yes.
Councilmember Olson.
Yes.
Councilmember Zoppel.
I abstain.
So with that, I think the abstention counts as a yes. Is that right?
Mr. Mayor, members of council, no, The abstention is just an abstention. The vote is 3-1 in favor with 1 abstention.
Got it. Thank you. So the 3-1 affirmative, so the motion passes as presented. Thank you. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Now, this is a resolution that talks about the basic terms of the financing. And then I look forward to the formal action for this early August, I believe.
Yes, the site plan, plat, tax increment plan, and conveyance of an out, part of an outlet, will all come to the council on one night.
Yep.
For all those actions at one time
Very good.
in August.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay.
Bob, will you take us through the second one then? Notification and drainage of the utility easement.
I'll turn this over to Emily Shiver.
Good evening again.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Again, I'm Emily Shively, Oakdale City Planner. So this item is a resolution initiating the vacation of a portion of a drainage and utility easement. So this is part of the plating process that's necessary to create the development parcel at the southwest corner of 4th Street and Helena Avenue North in the Helena Station area. So there's a drainage and utility easement over the existing parcel, and part of that will become the development parcel, and just that part is what needs to be vacated. So the action this evening is to set a public hearing date, as Mr. Shooter said, for July 13th to consider that vacation. So you're not actually doing the vacation tonight, you're just setting a date to consider that in the future. There's one correction to the resolution. So the plat was just tweaked a little bit today. So if you look at the Exhibit A on the resolution, the colorful picture at the bottom, Outlot C is no longer going to be created as an outlot. It's going to be dedicated right of way. It's going to create a little additional space for a stoplight at 4th and Helmo when the new BRT comes through. And so we just need to rename Outlot D as Outlot C. So on the resolution, what we're changing is in the title, it would be instead of Outlot D Cornerstone Village, it's Outlot C. And the first whereas, that kind of last sentence there, which is proposed to be replatted as Outlot C Cornerstone Village. And then the motion that you'd be making would be to set the public hearing for the drainage and utility easement on Outlot C Cornerstone Village. The size of the parcel, the location of the drainage and utility easement, none of that changed. We just are redesignating that because we have 3 outlots instead of 4. So with that, I'd be happy to address any questions the council may have.
Thank you, Emily. Councilors, anything for Emily? Could I have a motion then?
I'll make a motion to waive reading and adopt resolution number 2021, establishing a public hearing for the vacation. I lost my spot. Vacation of the drainage and utility easements on Outlot C Cornerstone Village as corrected.
There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And motion passes as presented. Thank you. Rest of the time at council presentations is a chance for councilors to share anything that's going on or they've seen good or not in the community. Jake, you want to go first?
Yeah, I have nothing.
Thank you. Helena?
The Economic Development Commission, you came and spoke about the sales tax for the public works and the police department expansion projects, and I thought that went very well. Even after you left, I answered additional questions. So they all seem very supportive of the program. So that was good.
Susie?
Nothing for me.
My couple things on the tree board where I'm the liaison. There's conversation about the dog park and the positiveness of that. Tree giveaway received accolades at the Arbor Day tree giveaway and the process that was used to do that. People really like that. And that being pre-registering, having the cars, and then just having that flow through go well.
Yeah.
Maybe they shorten up the timeframes a little bit,
Yes.
and maybe they change some of the staging
Yeah.
lines, but
The
the whole
concept.
concept was terrific. A couple of things that I'm excited about as a city is, of course, Summerfest. So the Summerfest is going to be happening this Friday and Saturday, June 25th and June 26th. It really started on Monday, the 21st with the medallion hunt. So anybody that's interested in figuring out clues and trying to decipher where the medallion is at, take a look at our website. And you can see the first clue, set of clues. For the Summerfest itself, the first event is on Friday, the 25th. So that starts at 5 o'clock, and that's the Third Layers Summer Skate Jam Contest. Pretty cool. And then, of course, the concessions, the food trucks, and Alyssa, I'm forgetting 10 food trucks, nine food trucks.
We have 11 food vendors.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's terrific.
yeah.
So there'll be 11 food vendors, and then, of course, beer garden also. Then concerts start, 2 concerts that evening. First one is at 7 o'clock, the Farmer's Daughters. Second one is at 9 o'clock, and that's a World According to Garth. Both of those concerts are free. Right out here at the Walton Park. And then Saturday, we start it all up again. So food trucks from 12 through 11 p.m. We have a concert at 12 o'clock. Early in the morning, we have a 5K run, which begins 7 o'clock. Check-in. Councilmember Zabo's going to lead the charge with.
Right. Yeah.
That's 5K run.
Do I get to have like a little start time gun? We'll see what the police chief says about that.
But the day is cool. It's the concert. There's arts and crafts. There's the vendor view. There's kids activities, including pony rides and kid create activity. Again, food trucks, beer garden from noon to 11. And then the concert of the year that happens is the Rockin' Hollywoods are back. They're playing from 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock. And in between, we take a break at 10 o'clock for the fireworks. So the fireworks are back over Walton Park. Will be phenomenal. So I hope everybody enjoys that. I think I'm talking a lot, but we just had the Oakdale Chamber golf fundraiser yesterday, and that a ton of people, beautiful day, raised a lot of money, typically $10,000, $12,000, $13,000. Much of it raised to support the program called Holiday Helping Hands, which is all about making sure that kids and families aren't forgotten or left without a present at Christmas. I'm done. So.
Could I mention one thing? I want to give a big shout out to Jeff Kuzling and his crew on all his help for the landscape revival event that we had June 12th. It went really well. Councilman Zaba was there. He bought plants. I bought several plants, and I think we had over 500 people attend. So that was pretty good, especially since coming off a COVID year, you know, so the expectation would be that next year it will be even bigger than that. So thanks for everyone.
And my plants lived through all the heat.
Yeah, mine did
That's the most
too.
impressive thing.
I know, I was surprised.
Also, is there anything else? Last on our agenda is the claims. And in front of us, we have the summary of claim rosters dating from June 5th, 2021, running through June 18th, 2021. The total amount of all the claims is $1,054,000, $54,062.84. Upon review, did any counselor have any questions or want to discuss any of the items? Could I have a motion then, please?
Motion to approve claims as presented.
There's a motion. Is there a second? Second. There's a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the claims are approved as presented. Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So thank you. Good night. The meeting is adjourned.